Joel Wallenstrom joins us now live from New York. He is the CEO of Wickr, a secure communications company. Joe, thanks so much for your time. What would you say this says about the state of data security, especially given that Jeff Bezos, the CEO of a company like Amazon, is vulnerable to a cyber attack like this? Surely the rest of us are even more vulnerable.
Well, I think this is just an indication of how easy it is, or at this time, in this day and age, it's easy to get malicious software into different messaging apps and other systems that are on our phone. It was published in November that viruses like Pegasus and what's being purported to have been distributed to Mr. Bezos is real. This software exists, and it really does make the phone, the device, a lot less safe. Mostly because these are products like WhatsApp are built to be fun. They're not business tools. They're not security tools. They're if you send an MP4 file, in this case, what they're claiming happened to Mr. Bezos, it just opens automatically. So that type of software distribution can be fun for some people, but it can be dangerous for others.
You wrote a piece today, and you wrote about how people assume that the cryptography, like Wickr, where you work, would have protected him from such a threat. Is that the case? Is there anything he could have done?
Well, in a product like Wickr, so this is a security product that we built. It's for companies and for real serious practitioners. So just to the earlier point I made, we go through the measure of saying we're not going to let these files open immediately or automatically. So when something's sent, the receiver's device doesn't open it by as a standard. So there are protections. We think about these things, and they're a way to build things that are more hardened and more resilient to these attacks. Now, that being said, one of the things, there's been a lot of discussion on the Wickr network over the last few days about this, and actually over the last few months. I don't think anyone knows whether this rendered automatically. That's the assumption. But there's also the issue of if individuals click on things, then it's very difficult as a software maker or as an information security professional to do much at that point. So the real learning here in terms of what tools are being used by high net worth individuals or just really anybody is that if you're using a consumer application, not a real serious business application, then you're more prone to these types of threats.
And in regards to privacy indifference, you talk about in your article that organisations not making data protection a priority is one of the problems. What do company and political leaders need to do more of to ensure the protection of privacy?
Well, a lot of it starts with education. And I know training and education and bringing up the skill set of an entire workforce can be difficult. That's a challenge I think everybody faces. At Wickr, we do it all the time. It's a constant process. We're constantly testing our people and making them more aware. If we're going to talk about the issue in just the context of this specific instance, then it's really this idea of don't click on things, and make sure that you trust the people you're communicating with when you're using communication tools.
Okay, we'll leave it there for the time being. Joel, thank you so much for your time. Joel Wallenstrom from New York for us.